Welcome to the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast. Every Wednesday, we review a Christian film, informing you about the story, production quality, and family friendliness. Our goal is to bring you all the latest news and insights on Christian movies and recommend wholesome films for you to watch together as a family. I'm your host, Noah Metzger, and today we'll be reviewing 90 Minutes in Heaven.
I was the father of 3 children, the husband of a wonderful wife, a man with a great future. On January 18th, 1989, I died. When I woke up, I was in heaven.
The man in the red Ford is deceased. I'd like to pray for him.
He's alive! You got it, Paul?
From what we've heard, Don's car was wrecked by an 18-wheeler.
Your husband is very badly injured. We are doing everything we can to save him.
I'm so scared. God, please help us.
I know it's going to be tough, but Don needs you now.
I fought all I can. I'm ready to die.
You got all these people who care so much for you, and you have no idea how much they love you.
We're gonna pray all night for you. We're taking over from here.
90 Minutes in Heaven released last year by Giving Films and stars Hayden Christensen and Kate Bosworth. This movie is based on the book of the same name, which is in turn based on the testimony of Don Piper. If you're interested in ordering this film after our review, you can find it on our website at www.FishFlix.com. Pastor Don Piper died January 18, 1989, when a semi-truck crushed his car. Declared dead by the first rescue workers to arrive on the scene, Don's body lay under a tarp for the next 90 minutes. Don's soul, meanwhile, was experiencing love, joy, and life like he'd never known before. Don was in heaven. When another pastor's prayers helped bring Don back to life, he became a living miracle. Yet this is one miracle Don wished never happened. Heaven's bliss was replaced by excruciating pain and emotional turmoil. With the support and prayers of his beloved Eva, their 3 kids, and friends near and far, Don clings to his faith in God and fights to regain a semblance of his previous life. The Piper family's incredible true story of perseverance and overcoming the challenges of life and death will bring hope and encouragement to all who see it. 90 Minutes in Heaven is a fascinating story, very similar in style to Heaven is for Real. It is a film based on true events, on the testimony of Don Piper and his apparent 90 Minutes in Heaven experience. As the story goes, he was driving home from a conference one day, ready to go home and spend time with his family, when a semi-truck hit him in a head-on collision on a rainy and foggy bridge. When the paramedics arrived on the scene, he had no pulse and was declared dead on the scene. However, when a pastor showed up about an hour later to pray over him, he miraculously woke up and had a slight pulse. The main focus of this movie is on Don's incredible journey from being unable to move and having numerous broken bones, to eventually learning to walk and being able to go home. At almost 2 hours, this film is a long journey through Don's recovery. It does an excellent job of conveying that horrific feeling of having to wait for news in the hospital. This movie is not a casual watch, as it's definitely an emotional journey for Don's wife as she watches him suffer in the hospital. The road to recovery is not easy for Don Piper, as he has to face numerous battles in the hospital, restoring what was damaged in the wreck. I enjoyed this movie and thought it was a very high quality and well done film. The plot was interesting, and from what I could research, it seemed like it stuck very close to its original source material. 90 Minutes in Heaven was a very popular book upon its release, and this movie easily lives up to that standard. The ending is inspiring and encouraging, and the journey as a whole is a thrilling one to take. Hayden Christensen does a superb job of playing the role of Don Piper, and he convincingly communicates the pain and struggle of being trapped in a hospital in agony and pain. It's a story of overcoming hardships and difficulties and trusting in God to get you through. I can see a lot of lives being touched by this movie, and it being a real encouragement to those either in the hospital or those going through a difficult illness or disability. I would say, however, that this movie didn't need to be nearly as long as it was. The 2-hour runtime does seem to drag on a bit at times, particularly since over half of the movie takes place in the hospital. However, this really was an excellent film, with an amazing message of encouragement and perseverance. As Don begins to come out of his shell and reacquaint himself with his former life toward the end of the movie, he begins to open up about his incredible experiences while he was clinically dead, and the scenes show a beautiful and memorable depiction of heaven. I would highly recommend this movie, and despite a few flaws and an overly lengthy runtime, it's a powerful movie worth showing to your family and your church. It has an inspiring message that will touch the hearts of those who watch it. Parents need to know that this film was rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association for an intense car wreck scene and was given a faith-friendly seal by the Dove Foundation as appropriate for ages 12 and up. While there are no sexual elements or language in the film, the whole plot of the film centers around a devastating car wreck. While the scene isn't needlessly violent or bloody, it's still pretty realistic and maybe just a bit too intense for younger viewers. Don Piper is also in a pretty beaten and bruised state for the majority of the film, which might be startling or disturbing for young kids. If you would like to find out more about 90 Minutes in Heaven or would be interested in purchasing it, you can visit our website at www.FishFlix.com. On our website, we have a vast assortment of Christian films you can learn about or purchase. We have a large collection containing both classics and brand new movies that are just releasing, all at incredibly low prices. Thank you for joining us, and as always, please be sure to stay tuned as we bring you more reviews every week on the FishFlix.com Christian Movie Podcast.